Dreams. They can be positive, scary, completely illogical. They are one of the great mysteries of the human brain and psyche. What we effortlessly conjure when we're at rest can have a significant impact on our waking lives. Joining us is Justina Lasley, founder of the Institute for Dream Studies and author of Wake Up to Your Dreams. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me here.
Love the subject because it's something that we can all relate to. I think most people know that they dream, they can remember some of their dreams, but maybe we could just start off by finding out what drew you to this career and why it intrigues you so much to make a lifetime career out of it.
Yes, well, 30 years ago, I can't believe it's been that long now, I was introduced to dreams, and as a child I was interested in my dreams. I thought they were so fascinating, but I grew up in a more engineering, analytical family, and there just wasn't space for talking about this fantasy world. And so I never really took them seriously. And then I heard Jeremy Taylor speaking at our church in Atlanta, and I was just amazed that people took them seriously and that they really had a meaning and a purpose in our lives. And so with that, I joined a dream group, and with that, a whole new world and a new layer of my life evolved. I began to see myself and life in a different way, looking through my dreams and learning so much about myself.
Why do we dream? Where do dreams come from?
Well, we could have a week-long seminar on that with different people having different feelings. I can speak for myself.
Yeah.
I see them as a message from God for me, of my wisdom, my deepest authentic self. And we all dream, so if it's not important, why are we doing that? There are not that many human functions that go on every day in our lives. And so I see that as our psyche, as a gift. And when I started realizing that most of us are giving away that gift. We're asking, we're praying for answers, we're doing all these things to get answers, and guess what? Every night the answers are coming to us.
But why are some more vivid and we recall them the next day and others we don't? What if there's those really important ones that we forget when we wake up?
I don't think our psyche allows it. We may forget it that night, but we're going to have it again. And this made me feel better when I started recording my dreams, because I couldn't record them all. And then, like you say, some days I would wake up and think I had an important dream, but I couldn't remember the dream. And so I think our psyche keeps giving it to us until we get it. And then it keeps giving it to us till we take action. And then until we really make a change in our lives.
And that's the book that's sitting right there. So this is your journal. How many of these have you filled out in your lifetime?
Oh,
a lot.
A lot.
Because every morning you wake up, you write something down?
I write my dreams down, and I draw little pictures by them. Sometimes they're not words, and the pictures help me remember, what I was dreaming about. And
because what I find so interesting is, for me, when I've had dreams, and they're vivid enough that I do recall them the next morning, it's almost like you're at such a complete rest that you allow thoughts to more organically flood you. It's when we kind of fight against things when we're awake.
Exactly, and this is one problem and one problem usually in our life, but advantage of the pandemic is that people stayed home and weren't hopping up immediately, and people started remembering their dreams that had never remembered their dreams. And it is important in that very first part of the morning when we wake up, have pencil and paper by your bed, and then make some notes, because dreams are like vapor, and if we don't capture them or just do a drawing, a sketch, or something to bring you back into the dream. And when you do that, then you can go and write the whole story of the dream. And they're so fascinating.
Yeah, well, before we go to commercial, I have one more question for you. So what about interpretation of dreams? Is that a healthy thing to do? What if it's just so completely out there and totally illogical? Do we interpret them in a certain way to then maybe, is it a premonition that it's warning us that something is coming, whether it's good or bad or whatever?
It's
maybe?
all of those things.
Okay.
And sometimes a premonition, I had that happen recently the day before my husband, I had to call 911, and in the dream the night before I was calling 911, and it was like a practice session. It made me so calm the next day. But then the meaning of the dream, and we can talk about that in the next segment, about how do we find that meaning of the dream.
Oh, let's do that.
Okay.
2 minutes, we'll be right back. And we're back with Justina Lasley, and we've been talking about our dreams. We have dreams in our waking life, things that we want to do with our lives, but we have dreams when we're sound asleep, and sometimes these are the ones that offer us profound messages that we will sometimes ignore or we'll forget. We don't realize that there are messages existing. But when we do wake up, and you say to write things down,
Yes.
but to interpret them. So let's say someone's drowning in their dream, or it's
Yes.
there's something else about it. How do we interpret them properly?
Well, dreams are metaphorical. So people think it's so difficult, and it is different language. And just like I can't wake up one morning and say I want to speak French and expect to speak French. To understand my dreams takes study and interest and dedication, commitment, all of those things that any new sport or anything we do. So I encourage people to first write down the dream. And I really want you to do this.
Okay, I'm going to do this, yes.
Okay. So write it down, and then read it over and begin thinking, how is this making me feel? Because for me and the dream synergy process, emotions are so important. And when I learned and really began to understand that we are all making decisions based on emotions that we don't even know we have, we are lost in the world, and dreams really help us understand this. So we look at emotions, we look at characters, and then we look at beliefs. Those are 3 aspects of the dream synergy process that really help people pinpoint how to start making meaning of the dream. And then symbolism. You know, and we're used to symbolism in life. Like, we see a heart. What does it mean? Oh, all kinds of things in love. Well, that's the way our dreams speak, in these symbolic, metaphorical ways. Wow. And I don't want people to let other people interpret their dreams. And I do not interpret, like if we were working on one of your dreams, Layla, I would help you interpret your own dreams by asking you questions and helping you remember things and things like that. But dream dictionaries and people telling you what you mean.
There's a bunch of stuff on the internet, and
right. But you think about it, and the dreams coming from me, it's my 24/7 inner therapist, really, because it's been with me every moment of my life. Wow. And now they're finding that in utero, the babies are dreaming.
Really?
Isn't that amazing?
That's
so
fascinating.
we have this throughout our entire life.
And I can imagine it's a very cathartic process to be able to talk to someone who's trustworthy to work through it, because dreams, interpretation, you can work through trauma and other issues to better heal yourself.
Well, because the answer is within.
Right.
So when we do therapy, we are looking for the therapist. Anytime I've been to therapy, I'm like, just go ahead and tell me. Like, you have the answers and I don't. And with dreams, we learn that we actually have our own answers, and it's so empowering.
Yeah.
And it leads us then to do in our lives, what really satisfies and makes us feel worthwhile, fulfilled, joyful, all those great things.
Absolutely. And this book, I highly recommend it to our viewers, but tell us just real quickly what is in this book and what people can get
Well,
from it.
it leads you through the dream synergy process, and it shows you step by step how to start making meaning of your dreams, why you want to make meaning, how to incorporate that into your life, tips for remembering your dreams, and a lot of this information too, Layla, they can get off the dreamsynergy.com website.
Perfect.
With information.
And you also have Dream Synergy, Finding Meaning and Guidance in Your Dreams. This is a set of courses.
Yes.
And this is starting September 18th through October 10th. It's online, so we'll have all that information on our website as well for people to sign up.
That's great.
Thank you so much,
really
Justina.
want people to start paying attention. It's
gonna
not
start writing
only
mine down.
worthwhile, but it's fun.
I can't wait. Thank you so much. So
Thank
fascinating.
you.
So much more to
Thank you.
talk about, but we
Thank
ran out of time. But we'll have to do this again.
That's the way.
We'll be right back.